Welcome to Sports Choke Transfer News. Please kindly like and subscribe to get notified whenever we drop our latest football news. Barcelona considering Yen Couto swoop. Barcelona might look to sign 22-year-old Brazilian international Yen Couto from Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund in the summer transfer window. According to a report by Spanish outlet Fichajes, Yen Couto is the subject of interest from FC Barcelona. The Catalan giants are combing the market for a right-back heading into the summer transfer window. So, the Borussia Dortmund fullback has emerged as a target for the Blaugrana. Yen Couto and his Borussia Dortmund bother. Yen Couto has struggled to make his mark since joining Borussia Dortmund from Manchester City. The Bundesliga giants initially signed the Curitiba-born fullback on a season-long loan deal last summer, and he will seal a permanent deal worth €25 million after the 2024-25 season ends. However, the 22-year-old, who rose in prominence during his spell with Girona, has struggled for regular action in the 2024-25 campaign. Couto has not even completed 1,000 minutes of game time across 26 appearances in all competitions while chipping in with one assist. However, Couto's stock in the market remains high, capturing the attention of several high-profile clubs across Europe. Barcelona will be among the prospective suitors vying for his signature heading into the summer transfer window, with Deco keen on adding a new right-back to the first-team squad before the 2025-26 season kicks off. Yen Couto has been on Barcelona's radar for a long time, and the Blaugrana attempted to secure his services last summer before the deal failed to see the light of day. The continued interest is understandable, considering Jules Koundé is the only right-back in the first-team squad. In addition, despite being a revelation, the French international is primarily a centre-back. So, several candidates, including André Rieu, have emerged on Barcelona's radar, with Couto also a viable target for the Blaugrana. The South American fullback has already hinted that he is open to leaving Borussia Dortmund in the summer transfer window amid his struggles for game time at the Bundesliga club. While the Black and Yellows will seal a permanent deal worth €25 million for the 22-year-old Brazilian international, it will not be surprising to see the youngster departing from Signal Iduna Park amid his links with Barcelona. Barcelona midfield sensation one step away from signing long-term deal until 2029. Barcelona are perfectly on track to secure the future of one of their most promising midfielders, Marc Bernal. In that regard, according to a report from Sport, it is learned that the teenager is just one step away from signing a new contract that will keep him at the club until 2029. It must be noted that the agreement has been in place for a long time, and only the official signing and announcement remain. The renewal comes at a crucial time for Bernal, especially considering his return from the ACL injury that he picked up earlier in the season. As reported before, his recovery has been progressing well. In fact, he has already returned to the pitch and has started doing individual work. The current goal is for him to join the team at full capacity for the start of preseason. The club's medical staff is pleased with his progress, and there is a growing confidence that he will be fully fit in the coming weeks. Even before his injury, Bernal was showing all signs of becoming a key part of Barcelona's future. His performances caught Hansi Flick's attention, and that vote of confidence underlined the high expectations the club has for the 17-year-old. Meanwhile, off the pitch, the midfielder recently joined Rock Nation, one of the most respected representation agencies in football, which will take over his renewal negotiations with Barcelona. Lastly, the new contract which Bernal has agreed to includes a release clause of €500 million, reflecting just how highly Barcelona value him. It is no secret that the club see him as a key part of their long-term plans, and the renewal is a signal of their commitment to his development. Once the midfielder returns to normal training, the contract will be officially signed and announced, which will finally put an end to any kind of market speculation. Barcelona close to agreeing new deal with promising 19-year-old talent. Barcelona appear to be on the verge of securing the future of one of their most promising young talents. Aaron Yakobishvili, the 19-year-old goalkeeper, is reportedly set to sign a new deal with the Catalan club. This news, as reported by Sport, signals a positive development after a period of uncertainty surrounding his future. The young shot-stopper has already spent 3 seasons with Barcelona since joining in 2022 and has impressed the club with his growth, both physically and mentally. He has shown great potential and is widely seen as a long-term solution for the club between the posts. What's the current status? His current contract expires this summer, which initially led to some tension between the player and the club. When discussions over a renewal stalled, Yakubishvili was sidelined for several matches. This move from the club was seen as a response to the lack of clarity over his commitment. However, things began to shift in recent weeks, and a turning point came when he decided to join the agency of Pini Zahavi, who is well connected with Barcelona's top management. Zahavi not only represents Robert Lewandowski but also has strong ties with manager Hansi Flick and president Joan Laporta. This gesture was taken as a clear sign that the player is serious about continuing at Barcelona. Clear path towards contract extension. Following his decision to change representation, Yakubishvili quickly regained his starting role. The club took this as a positive sign and reopened talks regarding his future. Since then, the tone of negotiations has improved significantly. The relationship between both parties is back on track, and unless there is a last-minute surprise, the young goalkeeper is expected to sign a renewal soon. This would be a major step forward for Barcelona as they look to secure talented individuals who could play an important role in the years to come. With his age, skill set, and clear commitment, Yakubishvili could become a key figure for the club's goalkeeping department. Manchester City have reportedly identified a Barcelona starlet as a potential transfer target. As well as targeting a top 5 finish in the Premier League table and an FA Cup trophy before the end of this season, City are planning for a thorough rebuild of their squad. Over £180 million was spent on 4 players during the winter transfer window, and there will be a reshuffle of personnel when the market reopens in June. Lowering the age of Pep Guardiola's squad is part of City's plans, and players who they deem capable of representing the club for years to come will be at the top of their shortlist. Nevertheless, as per Mundo Deportivo, club officials are ready to up their interest in a player who would be viewed as one for the future. City to target Barcelona prospect. The report alleges that City are one of several European giants who are ready to make an official approach for Gil Fernandez. Despite being just 16 years of age, Fernandez has already found himself on the substitutes bench for La Liga and Champions League fixtures during 2024-25. As it stands, though, the teenager is still awaiting his first team debut, albeit in the knowledge that he is well liked by Hansi Flick. A total of 34 appearances have been racked up for Barcelona's youth side, the central midfielder contributing 5 goals and 2 assists. Furthermore, 7 caps have been earned for Spain under-19s, highlighting that Fernandez could be fast-tracked on the domestic and international scene. Fernandez, who has a contract until 2027, reportedly plans on remaining with the Catalan Giants for pre-season in an effort to convince Flick that he can earn senior minutes during the next campaign. However, the youngster is said to be open to a move elsewhere, having yet to be provided with the minutes that he was allegedly promised when signing his first professional contract. Porto are name-checked as a potential destination, the Portuguese giants having recently helped develop Nico Gonzalez, now at Man City, along with Valencia, into a player worth €60 million, £51.88 million. Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are also said to be interested. If Barcelona are to consider a sale, they would realistically insist on a buyback clause at a later date, or a deal where they retain a substantial sell-on clause. Barcelona opened talks with Tottenham star Rodrigo Bentancur. That is according to a report from the Boy Hotspur, with the outlet claiming that Barca have reached out to Bentancur's camp for early transfer talks, alongside Simeone's side. The Uruguay international is about to enter the final 12 months of his contract at Spurs, prompting Levy to open talks over an extension for the midfielder, but the European heavyweight duo are threatening to turn Bentancur's head by making contact. Keeping him at the club should be considered a top priority for Spurs, as the 27-year-old is a consistent performer when fit and available, not to mention one of the more senior players in a relatively young squad. Bentancur has been praised for his performances since joining the club from Juventus, with former Spurs keeper Paul Robinson calling him sensational, Football Insider, and while the club haven't put a recent price on Bentancur, some sources in the past have suggested they value him at up to £50 million. Him and Kulusevski have been fantastic signings, said Robinson in 2022. Players take different amounts of time to settle into the Premier League. Bentancur was given a berth in the team early and has since made himself undroppable. He is one of the first names on the team sheet. He has offensive and defensive capabilities. Bentancur is a player that goes under the radar, but he's been sensational. His all-round performance is excellent, it really is. And that will be the end of our reports on Barcelona for now. Kindly like and subscribe to get notified whenever we drop our latest transfer news about your favorite team. Also follow Sports Joke on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and X.